Hello everybody, welcome to my new trade recap of last week. I had a very nice week with 6.9% net of profit, which is very nice. So the first trade I took was USD CAD. This was the long trade. We had here that bigger bullish M. We had here that first leg, second leg, third leg. I see this as the 1/3 leg here, then the fourth leg to the downside. Ascending trend line here, first touch, second touch, third touch, and then the weekly bullish candle close as an indication. So we had a weekly bullish candle close here. So I could look for a daily pattern because we are still bullish. So if I go to the daily, on the daily you can see we are bearish on the daily. We had here our lower high, lower low. So everything between that lower high and lower low can just be relief for more corrective nature for more downside momentum. But we had a weekly bullish candle close, so I was looking till this institutional candle here. We had here a bullish M. So if I take my line chart, we had here that first leg, second leg, third leg, and the fourth leg coming back till that institutional candle here. So it's not the clearest one, but I drew this white zone here, so you cannot see it well, but this is my daily zone of interest here, and we touched it. So we also touched this inverse head and shoulders here, kind of inverse head and shoulders that already got tapped, but eventually we went to our daily zone of interest, and we had here a pattern. We didn't touch the daily lower highs, so that's no problem. If we touch the daily lower highs here, then I wouldn't take this trade anymore. So we had here also our ascending trend line on the 4-hour, and we have that daily bullish M with the daily zone of interest touched, so we can look for a 4-hour pattern. And what can you see on the 4-hour? I will just adjust it like this. Yes, on the 4-hour we had here a nice subtle tap with a daily zone of interest. As you can see, we had here that first candle, and then the second candle tapped that daily zone of interest very nicely. Then we had the bullish candle close, so I could count 1, 2, 3. Limit could be set. Stop loss wide enough, 5.1%. First take partials will be taken out at the previous highs, previous structure, and that was this one, 1.8%, 1/3 out, and then we went straight to the daily TP for around 5.1%. So that was a nice trade. Very nice. Then, if I refresh again, we had an hedge position, sorry. We had here our hedge position, which was very nice aligning with the daily head and shoulders. So we touched the daily head and shoulders very clearly, and we broke this higher low here. So we broke it. This was our higher low, higher high. We broke it, so we could look for a reversal pattern in the form of a shoulder 1, head, shoulder 2. As you can see, I will go to the daily, and you can see this was then the shoulder 1, head, then the shoulder 2 here. So that was very nice for taking there a hedge on. We had also here that weekly bearish candle close here, already closing. So we had a weekly bearish candle close, so it's an indication that we could go to the downside, which it didn't do that, but that's trading. So we cannot do something about it. It's just a probability game eventually. So that's what happened. So the head and shoulders didn't play out. We went straight till the -1% stop loss. So no problem. Then the second trade I took was AUDCHF, actually the third, because USD-CAD are 2 trades with the hedge. So if I go to the weekly, I will just make it a little bit bigger, like this. On the weekly, what we had is a very nice reversal pattern. So as you can see, we had here our shoulder 1, head, then we had here the break of this lower higher. So we could look for an inverse head and shoulders, shoulder 1, head, shoulder 2, weekly 2 bullish candle closes. We didn't touch the weekly high, so we could look for that pattern. Then we touch here the weekly highs eventually. So if I go to the daily now, you can see that on the daily we had here our shoulder 1, head, shoulder 2, which played out kind of played out. not till the daily minus 27. If you look from the low here to the high, minus 27 didn't touch here, but we made already then a natural M after that. So what I saw was, okay, we broke this lower high, so we broke it here. This was a break of this lower high. And then we made the same, like this is same high. So we went back to the downside till this lows. And we hit here also natural M. But I saw the bigger natural M here. We had that first leg, second leg, third leg, same highs. So we expect also same lows here. So that's what I could see. So I put my horizontal black line at this lows here. And I went to the 4-hour because I was looking for that natural M. So I went to the 4-hour to see where there is some pattern. And you can see we had here an inversion and shoulders. If I took a line chart here, you can see we had our shoulder 1, head, shoulder 2 here. So I go back to the candle chart, you can see shoulder 1, head, break, shoulder 2, limit was set after the close here, after the blue candle close, and then we went till the shoulder 1 region, stop loss under the head, just under the head, which is nicely aligning with the daily horizontal black line there. So very nice to see. And then we went straight till the 4-hour minus 27 here for around 2%. And then I took the most partials out of these daily highs because I wanted to be sure to take some partials because sometimes the price reacts very aggressively on daily highs. So if I go to daily highs, you can see we had here a rejection, here a rejection, here a rejection. And yeah, I just took a lot of the lot size out, just all of it after the 1/3 close at the 4-hour TP. So yeah, just to be sure that the price didn't come back to my break even. So it was around 4.6% here, so it was good enough. But then the last trade was NZDUSD. So on the weekly chart, if I go to the daily back and I will make it a little bit bigger like this. So on the weekly chart, what we had was a possible head and shoulders. So we had here our shoulder 1, head, shoulder 2, because the market is still also making here that bigger bearish W with a kind of head and shoulders within it. Descending trend line here, holding the price down like this. If I drew it like this, descending trend line like this. We didn't touch it yet. Now we touched it. So we had here, multiple weekly bullish candle closes, so we could look for daily pattern. We didn't touch the head and shoulders here of the weekly. As you can see, we didn't just touch it. If I look closer like this, we just didn't touch the weekly head and shoulders, so that's why I was still looking at it. So what we saw on the daily was a pattern in the form of a bigger bullish M. So we had that first leg, very small, second leg, and the third leg was very big. So there was a high chance it could come to the downside till the daily lows. So then I was waiting for the daily bullish candle close, so an indication that the bulls are present there with my first structure on the daily that I drew here with the white zone between the 61.80 here and the first structure touch. So that's why I did it. Ascending trend line here, holding the price up like that. And then on the 4-hour, we could look for a pattern, and we hit it in the form of an inversion and shoulders. So you can look, if I go to the daily, then we are just here. Yes, here was the entry. I was waiting for that daily bullish candle close, and then I entered here the trade like this. So, and then we went till 1.5%, and then we went straight back to my break-even point. So, and then it's a shame that we went to the daily minus 27 because then I had a very nice week with 10% and already an FTMO succeeded week for going to then the second, going to the next phase, the verification. So yeah, no shame. Next week better so it's just trading. It can happen like that. So I had a good week, 6.9%, and if I go to the trades I missed, NZDUSD here was also a diesel here, but if I go to the weekly chart, you can see we were at the kind of supply and demand sitting. So the support, and the resistance here. We had that weekly bullish candle close here, but the market was still very bearish. We had that bigger bearish W here. So we were at that supply and demand zone. And if I look further back, we had here also some support, here resistance, and then here also some support, and here some support. So it was a very nice supply and demand zone. So that's why I didn't took this trade. And eventually it went -1%. If I go to the daily, this was the bullish M here. We had here our first leg, second leg, third leg, fourth leg, daily institutional candle, whole body that I drew. And if I go then to the 4-hour chart, then you can see that we had here the diesel and we went just till our -1%. So that's why I didn't took it of the weekly chart, was against us. So yeah, I prevented there a loss after a winning streak. And then as a DGPY, I also didn't took. This was also because the weekly was bearish here. We had our highs, and this was our break of this. So this was a break of this lows here. We broke it. So we are bearish. So we could make that potential shoulder 1, head shoulder 2, which we didn't do that. But we were at the weekly highs here, and I saw already some bearish movement here. And then we get also here with some bearish candle this upcoming week. And we had here also some very impulsive move to the downside. And if I look further back, yeah, there is some resistance here sitting and some support candles. Here also very big sell-off zone. Here also. So it was a dangerous place to take a trade. So that's why I didn't took these trades there. So yeah, that's why. So I will delete my drawings here. Okay, so we had here that weekly bullish candle close. We were at weekly highs, weekly selling zone. So I wasn't looking at taking a trade. I was looking at NZDUSD back then. And then on the daily, what you saw on the daily was shoulder 1 here, the head, shoulder 2 with resistance in the head here, very nice little wick here, also some resistance. So it was a clear supply and demand zone, aligning with the 78.60 here from the daily. So I will delete like this, adjusting like this. So we had our break of this high here. We had a break, so we had the reversal pattern. We touched our daily zone of interest. We had here also a smaller bearish W that could play against us. So that's why we went to the downside. So this was a bearish W, first leg, second leg, third leg, and then the fourth leg came back to that IC, institutional candle, where the power sits, and then we went to the downside. So that's why we went to the downside. And if I go to the 4-hour now, we had here a possible pattern in the form of an inverse and shoulders. So this was our shoulder 1 head. We had a break of this lower high, the break here, and then the shoulder 2, and then we went impulsively to the daily IC, where the sellers kicked in from to the downside back to the daily inversion and shoulders. So yeah, this was a potential trade of 2.2% to our 4-hour TP. So if you took half of it out of or 60% of the daily, yeah, it was around 2.7%. So not that enough to take a lot of parcels, but we were at the IC, so there needs to be taken some parcels out, of course. So this was my trading week. I had a good week. So yeah, see you next week for a potential good week also. So yeah, have a nice week. Bye.